These signs of dementia. Okay, and you'll be presented by myself, Jingyu, and my colleague Alan. Okay, so we welcome you guys, and then of course to facilitate today's session, right? To mute your microphone when you are not speaking. Then if you would like to talk, you just unmute your mic when you respond or you ask questions. Or alternatively, if you are too shy, right, you may also place questions into our chat box below. Okay, and then of course to turn on video if as much as possible lah. And then just participate today and as much as you can. And then of course the purpose of today's session is for you to learn more about dementia lah. Okay, so our speakers today are myself. I'm from the Cluster Support Office at Taman Jurong. Okay, so I've been working at NTUC for about 8 years already lah. So doing case management for the vulnerable and well seniors. So I have a degree in psychology and a master's in social work. So my colleague Alan, he's a senior care manager already. Okay, he's from the CREST team. He has 5 years of experience working with the residents in the sheltered home, as well as seniors with complex needs. So he holds a degree in the social work as well. Okay, so a little bit of a disclaimer. Today's presentation, whatever information we show to you is just for informational purposes only. So you shouldn't consider them as medical advice. Okay, so if you have any doubts regarding your condition or your someone's condition, it's always best to consult the doctors if there are any health concerns about your specific condition. Okay, so down to today's focus, there are 4 important areas. Okay, the first one would be to understand the importance of knowing dementia. Okay, the second one would be preventive measures, how to reduce the risk of getting dementia, and what are the available resources in the community, everywhere else for people with dementia and their caregivers. And of course, the last portion would be for question and answer. So if you have any questions that you may want to ask us. Okay, so let's dive in right now, and then to answer the question, why do we need to know about dementia? Okay, so dementia itself, you might hear of it, more nowadays more and more often. Okay, you might see it on TV, when you watch your dramas and things like that. Okay, so dementia itself is not a normal part of aging. Okay, some seniors may be at risk of developing chronic illnesses and brain-related illnesses such as dementia. Okay, and then the chance of getting dementia is about 1 in 10 seniors above the age of 60. Okay, but that's not to say that you can only get dementia above 60. You might also get dementia before 60. Okay, so there are a lot of factors in play, right? When it comes to dementia itself. Okay, so dementia is an umbrella term that describes a wide range of symptoms, which mainly includes a deterioration in memory, okay, thinking, behavior, and the ability to perform everyday activities. Okay, so if you see on the bottom right, there's a picture, a cross-section of the brain. So healthy brain would be that size, okay? But then for someone with advanced Alzheimer's, which is an advanced stage of dementia, you will notice that the brain is much smaller, but maybe about 25%. Okay, so this is what causes all the deterioration in our everyday activities. Okay, so with more seniors living alone, right? Actually, knowing and caring for our neighbors should be a norm, right? Because I think Singapore nowadays, everyone lives behind closed doors, right? So sometimes we might not even know or see our neighbors well enough to know that they might have an issue. Okay, so it is worrying that the number of seniors living alone in Singapore is actually going up. Okay, so the Department of Statistics actually estimate that about 83,000 elderly persons will be living alone by 2030, as compared to the 47,000 seniors aged 65 and above just 6 years ago in 2016. So that's almost twice the number. Okay, so main causes of years living with disabilities. Okay, the leading causes change relatively little over time. Okay, in both 1990 and 2017. Okay, so the 4 leading causes in order were, okay, the first one, musculoskeletal disorders, okay, which caused 20.7% of years living with disabilities in 2017. But what I want to draw the attention to, right, will be number 2 and number 4, which is mental disorders, which made up for 17%, and neurological disorders are 7.7%. So based on this, right, you can see that actually, other than the physical disabilities, which can impact people's lives quite a lot, right? Nowadays, mental disorders and neurological disorders can also impact people's lives quite a lot, even though physically they are fine, but mentally, their disorders can impact their lives quite a bit. Okay, so given these statistics, right, then we ask ourselves, if you are 60 and above, are you then at risk of becoming a high-risk senior? Okay, so now we do a little quiz. Okay, so below we have a few options. So do you think the below these 3 options are symptoms of dementia? Okay, based on what you know lah. So you can just indicate yes or no in the chat box. Okay, so the first one would be during conversation, you forget which word to use. Okay, the second one is you walk into the kitchen and then you forget what you wanted to do. And then the third one is you forget a person's name, but able to remember them later. Okay, so it's either yes for all or no for all. Okay, so you can just take a little bit of time, very simple, just open up your chat box at the bottom, and then you can just type yes, Y for yes or N for no. Okay, just no right or wrong. I mean, just basically what you think lah. Okay, so I can see some responses already. From May, Daisy, Julie, KK, all say no. Christina, okay, good. Okay, so we have these few responses. Everyone said no. Okay, so is the answer no? Okay, the answer is no. Okay, so actually all these are very common things that can happen to anyone, regardless of whether you have dementia or not, because I mean we tend to forget things sometimes. Okay, so now I'll just go into what are the more distinct symptoms of someone with dementia. Okay, so the differences between old age related changes and dementia, right? So age related changes you will find that as you grow older, okay, sometimes you forget which word to use, like you are talking halfway and then you try to think, what I want to say, then you miss out that word, so you forget which word you want to use. Sometimes you also walk into the kitchen, you want to do something, but the moment you walk in, then you realize, hey, actually, what am I doing here? I forgot what I want to do already. I mean, don't even say 60 years. I think sometimes even I myself, at this age, I do forget what I want to do sometimes, because sometimes you have too many things in your head to remember. Okay, and then you might also find yourself forgetting a person's name, but able to remember them later. Okay, so all these 3 just now are age-related changes that can happen to everyone. Okay, you and me both. Okay, so right now we go into the signs of dementia. Okay, which happen to only people with dementia. So you'll find that people with dementia, they experience difficulties in holding a conversation. Okay, this is due to the fact that they don't know how to they unable to respond coherently. So it's like if you ask them whether have they eaten, they probably tell you what they did yesterday, instead of saying yes I've eaten or no I've not eaten. Okay, so the conversation goes very hard to flow so which is why it's very difficult for them to hold conversations. Okay, then signs of dementia, I mean, these symptoms also disrupt the instrumental activities of daily living. Okay, so you will find that things that we do every day on a daily basis are like buttoning your shirt, okay, wearing your shoes, things like that, bathing, showering, can become very difficult for people with dementia. Okay, and then they also have a tendency to misplace items in unusual places. So things like they will take their shoe, instead of keeping them in the shoe rack, you might find them putting the shoe in the kitchen cabinet, for example, right? Okay, so these are just some examples Okay, so now we have this video to find out more about the differences between normal and someone with dementia.
No sound, please.
Oh, I think need to share with sound, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, give us a moment. We stop sharing and then share again with the sound.
Okay, thank you.
I think it's just the checkbox at the bottom.
Yeah, the share sound for you to take.
How soon you want to share the video?
Yeah. Okay.
Continue to share my screen.
Okay, so from the video, right, you saw that Mr. Yo, he did a brain scan, right, and then the doctor was explaining to him, you know, the difference between his left and right, the size, the difference in the size between the left and the right memory center, lah. So, but at that point in time, the doctor told him that, you know, he still hasn't gotten dementia yet. It's still only mild cognitive impairment, lah. But if he doesn't follow up or do anything about it, then there is a possibility of it leading to dementia in the long run. Okay. So with this, what are the symptoms of dementia? Okay. So as I go through this list, you might think to yourself, hey, actually, I might know someone, or you know, or maybe my neighbor or my friend, or experience these kind of things. So if you have any questions about all these symptoms, you can leave them to the end of the session, okay. So some very common symptoms include things like memory lapse. Okay, so this means that they have very recent or short-term memory issues. So for example, if I meet someone with dementia now, right, at 2:15 p.m. Maybe by 3 o'clock they forgot that I was ever here already. Okay, so I can be talking to them now, but later maybe I come back at 5 p.m. later in the day. They'll say, who are you? I forgot who you are already. Okay, so memory lapses are very common. And then, of course, they also show confusion, disorientation, and problems with decision making. Okay, confusion and disorientation in the sense of they have no grasp of what time it is in the day, as well as, you know, sometimes you always see on TV, right, people with dementia have a tendency to lose their way or don't know their way home. That's why they often get lost. You find people with dementia just wandering around, you know, don't know how to go home and things like that. So, you know, this is one symptom of dementia, lah. Okay, then the third one would be trouble handling finances or doing simple calculations. So especially when they go and pay for food or, you know, buy groceries and things like that, they might not be able to give or count the actual amount to get back, lah. Okay, so have to be careful about this particular symptom, because sometimes when they go out into the community, right, they might not get the change back that they're supposed to get, like if they pay for items. Okay, unable to hold conversations. This is just what I said just now, because sometimes they are very incoherent and you know, they just respond with another totally out of the world response that makes you unable to continue the conversation. Changes in appearance or dress or problem maintaining daily activities. And then of course, some people with dementia will also exhibit low mood. Okay, so based on all this, it doesn't mean that someone with dementia will show all symptoms. Okay, it varies from person to person, depending on which part of the brain is affected. Okay. Okay, so when it comes to dementia, right, I mean, we all know that, you know, dementia, but there are actually a few types of dementia itself, so it's a bit more scientific in this sense. The common ones are things like Alzheimer's disease. Okay, then you have the vascular dementia. So vascular dementia is unique because it is usually caused by a stroke. Okay, so it is caused by a reduced blood flow to the brain due to a history of stroke. So because of this, because if let's say you have got a stroke before, then there's a higher risk of getting vascular dementia. Okay, the last three, Alzheimer's disease, a mixed one, frontotemporal and Lewy bodies are not as common. So the most common two you have to know will be the Alzheimer's disease and the vascular dementia. Okay, so Alzheimer's disease, most common form of dementia, Okay, so changes in the brain occur gradually. So you will find that, for someone with mild dementia to degrade until, very, very bad dementia, right? It can take years depending on, various factors lah. Okay, so some signs include like short-term memory, changes in judgment, reasoning, and the inability to perform daily tasks. So of course, all these signs will be more like quite bad already. Like if let's say they really have the inability to perform daily tasks, right? That means the dementia has degenerated to quite a bad state lah. But otherwise, if it's still a mild state, right, they should be able to still continue on with their daily activities and daily lives. Okay, so Alzheimer's disease is very common, and then it actually accounts for about 60 to 80% of all dementia-related cases. Okay, and so we have the second one, which is vascular dementia. So vascular dementia, like what I said just now, linked to strokes and may be preventable. Okay, the first one, Alzheimer's disease, the one is a bit harder to prevent because of the fact that it's rooted in various factors like genetics. So you can't really change. If you have a family member who has a history of Alzheimer's disease, then there is also a small chance that this might be inherited by the future generations as well. So they want to be harder to prevent. But for this, you can prevent. Okay, so the lack of blood circulation in the brain results in localized damage to brain areas involved in attention, planning, and behavior. So almost half of dementia cases in Singapore are vascular dementia. Okay, likely due to stroke one. Okay, so how do we go about reducing the risk of developing dementia?
I
Okay,
will
now
take
I pass
over.
the time now to my colleague Alan, who will take over. Thank you, Alan.
Thank you, Xingyu. Yep. So all of you have a better understanding about dementia, or Madam Tamia. Just now you was asking, right? Yeah, the differences between forgetfulness and about dementia. So yeah, thanks Xingyu for going through the symptom. So now we go to the ways of reducing the risk of developing a dementia. So like Xingyu mentioned earlier, our body, what makes us age differently, right? Basically the three components are the biological, psychological, and the social component. You can see the in between, we have the mental health. So like Jimmy mentioned earlier, the genetic inheritance, something we cannot control, right? But what we can control is really our psychological or our coping skills, self-esteem, and our social, or who we are, what we previously used to do. And then we can always, it's never too late to change. We can always make changes into our social well-being and psychological well-being, right? So how to, as the saying goes, prevention always better than treatment. So how do we do that? We eat well, sleep well, or exercise activities, like it will help us, and also of course mind stimulating exercises like playing chess, puzzle, mahjong. Some of you all may like it, or ramio. Yeah, reading, watching news, like keep yourself updated with the current affairs, and always chit chat with your friends about all these current affairs. Yeah, setting a good routine, and socially, preferably you can join an interest group, and always like stay connected with families, neighbors, and friends. So these are some good routines that we will encourage all of you to follow or to attribute. Yeah. So healthy adjustment. This is a ABCD, or also known as the 3M model. So by starting with the move, or to maintain physical and cognitive function, the activities, and for the brain, or reduce stress, try to reduce your stress level, and exercise and regulate your weight. Right? So for the mingle, it's about the social activities, continue the engagement with life, the connectivity with others, maintain a positive life, and then maintain our family ties, of course. And lastly, the manage part about your dietary, minimize the risk on, and try to eat more fruits, vegetables, reduce the fat intake, right, and don't smoke. All this will help to reduce the vascular dementia. Okay, then of course look out for the healthy good sign is by the Health Promotion Board, or choose the foods that is higher in whole grains, low in calories, and lower in the calories and higher in whole grains. Of course, then eating healthy, leafy dark green vegetables like spinach, broccoli, kale, and fatty fish with a high omega-3 fatty acids, such as the salmon, cod, sardines, or berries, which and have a high antioxidant. Nuts and seeds also are the great alternative source for the omega-3 fatty acid. So these are the foods that you can eat, for the omega-3 intake. Next is about exercising, of course. Keeping yourself active will help to improve the mood. Or try starting to walk like 30 minutes a day, or we can follow the HPB, like always walk 10,000 steps a day. Okay. Healthy mind is as important as a healthy body, right? Go for health screening, or learn to accept like the loss, and then learn to letting go the things in life. Explore a new meaning in life. And of course, developing a healthy habit to enhance the mental wellness. Good mental health is ageless. Okay, next, what are the available treatment and resources, right, for someone with dementia? So as we know, dementia right now, there's no definite cause or the cure for it yet. But what are some treatments, right, for it? Okay, get early diagnosis and treatment. So you know someone like displaying the symptom, bring the person for diagnosis sooner. It can't be cured, but then there are some medications that can help to slow down the deterioration. And for best result, of course, we need all the 5 factors: the medications, or continue with the physical activities, mental activities, social activities, and family support. So for all these activities, right, we can actually have the dementia daycare center. Then that can help the next of kin with a dementia to do some mind stimulating activities. Right. And how we can actually manage dementia. These are some communication tips for the caregiver. Set a positive mood for the intervention, or avoid being frustrated. So like Jimmy mentioned, sometimes they may be a bit incoherent in the conversation. So be patient with them, give them some time to respond. Keep our sentences short, simple, and clear. Speak slowly. Or for someone with dementia, they may need a bit more time to process what you are saying. And then when you are trying to communicate with them, we don't ask we'll give them just give them some option to choose from. Okay, ask close-ended questions lah. Then make eye contact. So we ask questions like, do you want a meal? Instead of asking them, do you want a meal? We give them a choice. Do you want like rice or noodles? Or then they say rice, you just get a rice. Then you give them what you want for your lunch. So that means will not be as helpful lah. Then maintain eye contact, be attentive, acknowledge their concern. Use different sense to communicate, like touching them, or to be assurance, to give them some assurance in the conversation. I think these are the very important tips for someone with dementia. So in the house, use appliances that have the auto off switch features, like the induction cooker or the electric kettle. Then keep medication in locked areas. Keep the walkways well lit. Monitor the noise level, because sometimes it may be sensitive to the noise level in the house. Right. So experience as a caregiver. So now let's watch another video. How Xing, can you help to share?
Yep.
妈，爸不在啊。
哎呀 you know him 啦 ，every morning 他很早出去的。He bought your 水果 already, but he always like to walk around. Okay 啦 ，exercise is good for him.
我出国读书那么久 ，but I still remembers my favorite 鸡龟。
呀咯，你吃先 ，I go return something. 爸爸很快回来啦。 morning Helen。
auntie，
等下我阿老来，你知影怎做啊？水果四地，香蕉淡薄，菜包做做啊，auntie 会记了。放心，感谢你哈，我先行，拜拜，拜拜。Boss, thank you so much. Return to you one.
Okay.
Here.
No need.
Thank you
Hello, Auntie Gyok. How are you?
Hello, Kairu. Hello, Clarence. Good. I'm fine.
Don't worry. If we see him, we'll take him home.
Thank you.
Auntie Georg, what are you doing here?
在等你咯。你现在乖不乖
Of course, good lah.
I got something to tell you. If you see Uncle Tan around here, make sure you tell him which floor he stay. Okay?
I will. I promise you.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.很高兴你回来了。
哎，爸，
Kairu, thank you so much. Paiseh, trouble you again.
Auntie, no problem. Mr. Tang was just wandering downstairs, so we thought we'd bring him out.
Thank you.
他是谁？
他是你儿子，阿成。他回来了。
妈，what happened to 爸？How long already? Why you never tell me?
It's dementia，已经6个月了。幸好到处有朋友照顾他。
你是否独自在黑暗
Papa is still the same,
上了走？
just that he's living in a world of his own. We have to reach out to him.
不停地回头，街道失去街灯的线索，每一扇门都是一道迷宫。那个名字属于
Auntie Helen，
你好。
等下爸来吼，一样的 order，OK？
4个追柜，菜谱多多，辣椒少少，对吗？
谢谢。
过1秒钟，竟变成照片里陌生的面孔。请你跟着我，点亮夜空的灯火，让星光指引我们回到分岔的路口，牵着我的手，像你当时牵着我，从此记忆不再被时间偷走，存在进我的手中，不再流动。
Pass it back to Alan.
Yes, thanks, Housing. Yeah, so as you all can see from the video, right, as a caregiver, very not easy. So we are also trying to build this community-friendly, dementia-friendly community in Taman Jurong Estate. So like what the spouse did for the husband, to let everyone know is really to help to keep a lookout for the spouse. And also like, I mean, if you are the children, then also you should let the neighbors at least to know. And then the shop owners will be a good point of contact to help to keep a lookout for the one with dementia. And you can see in the video also the uncle can actually still continue to play chess with the friends, right? but yet may not be able to remember the son who just returned from abroad. So perhaps in his mind, his son may be still a young chap. So that's why he got a bit confused when he sees such a grown-up someone in his house. So that's also like signs and symptoms of the dementia. So yeah, some tips for the caregiver is really be patient, and patient. Like what the auntie mentioned, the spouse also is almost like staying in a world of his own, or he's maybe a bit disoriented. So really have to be patient and then slowly bring them back. So it depends on which stage or the person with dementia is. So in the mild stage, we can try to orientate them back into like letting them know the date and time, or helping them to retain their memory as much as they can. Right. So yeah, realize that the loved ones are affected by their illnesses. So if they have like mood swings, get agitated easily, please be patient with them. It's really the dementia, the brain issue that makes them having exhibit such behavior. And mental health may easily be dismissed as they are not as obvious as the physical one. So yeah, because physically we don't see them changing, but yeah, it is about the mental health. So like compared to someone having a stroke, you know that their body are affected. So you may tend to have more patience towards a person with stroke. But yet with mental health, one will often wonder how come my loved one behaving this way, or it looks so normal to me, but then yeah, just couldn't understand. So just be reminded, constantly remind ourselves, and then show respect and dignity to the loved one. There's another video that states that actually, even they have dementia, but they are still smart, okay? So let's not try to like treat them, try to bluff them into something. Because sometimes they are quite rational. When we talk to our client, we tell them to take medications or what. It may be not easy. They still know how to reason at times. Okay, so seek help from friends, family. No shame about doing that, really. We really need a lot of support to spend time with the loved one who can support you and encourage you. So we have like caregivers who's looking after their parents for 10 over years. And the parents is still looking, the father of my caregiver is still looking great. So 10 over years. It's quite amazing. So with the help of the mom or the spouse, and they do not have to engage a helper for that caregiver. So often I also hear that it's almost like needs three packs in a family. Usually the spouse, one child, one spouse, and then one helper to look after someone with a dementia. Because sometimes could be really a 24/7 kind of support. So for caregiver to join a support group, you'll find the peers with similar experiences, and to realize that I'm actually not alone. I think this is very important. To exchange the experience. There will be some like the one that I mentioned earlier. He himself is actually running a support group. So later we'll share our contact in the chat box. Do feel free to call us or to message us if you need such a support group. So I think it's always good to provide emotional support for one another, telling each other, sharing of experiences, like seek advice, comfort. Okay, so what are the other available services, right? We have like dementia daycare service mentioned earlier, the home care services, or there will be some nursing aid who can actually conduct home visitation and then conduct some mind stimulating activities. And then of course we have our care management service. We have a Dementia Singapore, previously known as the Alzheimer's Disease Association, ADS. They also have their own support group and then the workshop for like caregivers to attend. And of course, you can also download mobile phone apps like Dementia Fan or Vintage Radio to play some old music for the seniors. Okay, so this is our contact. So we do have like this chat link, a support group, and myself, my contacts over here, 82231135, and also have housing contact over here. So feel free to join us, or if you know of anyone with a dementia facing a lot of caregiver stress, burnout, yeah, do ask your friends, or you can actually introduce us to your friends who may require any assistance. Okay, so that's all for our presentation today. Yeah, maybe Hao Xin can assist to put the evaluation in the chat box, and then we'll start our Q&A session.
Yeah, I've done. So I put the chat link. I put the link in the chat box already.
Also, Hao Xin need to take a photo, huh?
3, 2, 1.
Okay. Yeah, can everyone turn on the video? Then Hao Xin can help to take again. Hello, Judy. Thumbs up, ah.
Okay.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. One more.
For the next page.
3, 2, 1. Okay, done. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Hao Xin. So, anyone have any question?
Excuse
free.
me. Hi, Alan.
Hello.
Thank you to you and
Jingyu.
the other your teammate for sharing.
Yeah.
I just want to know if people who have short-term memory, which is not a form of dementia, will their brain, if doing an MRI, will the brain string as in the dementia? You see the brain string. If let's say short-term memory lapses, will the brain string?
Oh, just now the video show, like for MCI, the memory, it will be like a bit darker. Yeah. But string-wise,
short-term memory, will they have any dark patches also, as you say?
Short-term memory, yeah, I suppose so. That's the memory of the brain itself. Yeah, when it's actually got pressed on, or yeah, then there may be some black patches over there.
But that's not a sign of dementia. But you say suddenly you can remember later, right? But also the brain will have patches also. If MRI, if let's say those people have not dementia, but just memory lapse every now and then, temporary only. But will the brain also show some dark patches?
Wow. That really depends, I think. Yeah, because the one that the video show is actually diagnosed with a MCI, mild cognitive impairment. Yeah. So it's it is not dementia yet, but then that's why the specialist will request to like follow up every 6 months or. Have you or your loved one seen any specialist yet? Have you all like done any MRI?
No, I just because you mentioned that the first picture says that when a normal brain and the brain brain with dementia is totally string, right? But the second case or case study that old gentleman,
yes,
because his brain, one side of the brain got some dark patches, but
right.
I was wondering, because it says that short-term memory lapse is not dementia, but if let's say a person with short-term memory lapse, but they can recall later the events, if they were to do an MRI, will show the brain string or will show dark patches?
Most probably no. If you still can remember back the instances, that should be just normal forgetfulness.
Okay. It won't swing also.
Don't worry, don't worry. Yeah,
Okay.
you shouldn't. Yeah, shouldn't. Don't have to go for MRI for such instance.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello, Alan.
Hello, Madam Lu.
Can I ask you something about the question about Lewy body dementia?
Lewy body.
Can it be cured later?
No. Sadly, for dementia, so far no cure. And for Lewy body, actually not so obvious for Asians. More for the Angmo, I heard. Yeah. For Asian, usually, over here, most of our cases with dementia are the Alzheimer and vascular, or mix of both. Or sometimes, vascular dementia first, then after the Alzheimer.
Oh, like that. The person can remember all the things as before, is it?
usually it will affect the short-term memory first. Yeah.
Short-term, oh.
Usually the short-term. So for those like mild dementia, right, we try to get them to retain all the short-term memory as much as we can, or tell them to remember more things, watch the news, and after that, for the loved one to recap what you have seen in the news, what was reported earlier. These are some mind stimulating exercises. Yeah. Then for someone with like even moderate stage dementia, we also have seen them like still can play mahjong. All the long-term memory, still intact. Still can count money. Count money is something that they can usually remember. But then the near events, what happened in the morning, they tend to be more forgetful lah.
Oh, so not so obvious lah. Still can remember things
Yeah, especially the those
Oh, I see.
longer terms one.
What is the meaning of mixed dementia?
Mixed dementia usually is the vascular and the Alzheimer disease. Yeah, both lah.
Oh, like that. Okay, thank you. That time we come across this dementia umbrella. So so now I have the question to ask you. Vascular means what? Vascular dementia means what?
Oh, gee.
Okay, vascular dementia means related to the blood vessels. Okay, so because when you have stroke, when you have stroke, your blood vessels shrink, right? Such that you don't have enough oxygen going to your brain.
Oh.
Yeah, so because of this, the lack of oxygen going to your brain, then it affects the brain itself. And then because it affects, then after that, even though you might recover from the stroke, the side effect is that your brain already affected already. So the causes, the side effects of this might translate to dementia later on. Possible.
Something wrong with the brain.
Yeah, because of the blood through the blood vessels.
Oh.
That's why vascular.
The mixed dementia?
Mixed one is a mix of both. So, but
that one is more dangerous, is it?
Oh no lah. Actually, no matter what kind of dementia it is, like actually at the end of the day, all the symptoms all similar one. It doesn't mean that Alzheimer's will have certain symptoms and then vascular will have certain symptoms. So it's not like that. So it's just what causes the dementia. But once you have dementia, the symptoms that you see are all the same one, regardless of what type it is.
Oh, like that.
Okay.
Wow, so many type of dementia.
we just share with you all only lah. Good to know. But the most important one is what are the symptoms lah.
Yeah. Dementia. That means we don't think too much other thing and don't get stressed too much. So we won't gonna this type of sickness is it? Yeah.
Dementia is when you don't use
too much, is it?
Not say don't think too much. Thinking is good. Thinking because your body you have to exercise, right, to keep your body healthy, right? So your brain also need to exercise. So when you're thinking, like let's say when you're playing game you play mahjong, play things like that, you're keeping your brain active, exercising. So as long as your brain is active, you lower the risk of getting dementia.
Oh, I see.
So always that's why we always tell you all, don't every day stay at home watch TV. Because you stay at home watch TV, sometimes never use brain one, right? Just sit there and watch only ma. But if you can, you take part in activities, learn something new. As long as you keep using your brain, then highly likely you can lower the risk of getting dementia lah.
Oh. So every day I play my games, so nothing wrong with it.
What kind of games?
Like now you're talking to us also, you're asking us questions and things like that. You're learning something, right? That means you're also exercising your brain, which is good.
Yeah. So
we appreciate
talk to each other. The old elderly must talk to each other. So don't every time stay at home.
Correct.
Participate in the activities by Badimas CC.
Yeah, and then must do exercise also.
Exercise your brain and your body also lah.
I 1 week 2 times do chair Zumba.
Oh, chair Zumba.
One day I do Qigong.
Oh, very active lah, which is very good,
Yeah, I joined the center, CC center there.
So we also want to highlight to you all, like, look out for your neighbors lah. So now you don't have such activities.
Yeah, got so many elderly there, about 30% one time.
Yeah, not enough
Yeah.
lah. Your own neighbors there, your surrounding, anyone you see them like always at home one. Show them to join activities with you.
Yeah, that one is NTUC Health also lah. They
also
in charge. In this Jurong 493 NTUC Health.
Oh.
Yeah, you got one office there.
I see. Yeah, very much CC also have a lot of activities for you all
Yeah,
lah,
so
for
many.
under
Now
the
so
silver
many
clip.
center have lah, huh? NTUC Health, so many center have. And then got daycare also.
Yes.
Yeah, daycare for the elderly that no one to take care. Then they send the elderly go to the daycare center. Then after 3 o'clock, they will send them home.
Yes.
But nowadays old already very difficult lah. Not like last time. My elderly parents nothing wrong, nothing happened. Very good.
So you have very good genes also lah.
Yeah, better.
Yeah. So
It's
anyone
not
have
very
any other question? Yes,
Yeah,
Madam
no
Pao.
more. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Young man, thank you so much. Yeah.
Yes. Hi, we have another question from Madam Ao.
Yes. It seems like these days, dementia cases are increasing. Is it true? Because decades ago, we seldom we're not aware of that. Is it like after the USA president, there's one had the problem. So like the world become awakened. Is it really there are some factors in our modern days society or like activities or anything that make it like people getting like dementia more and more common? Thank you.
No problem. Yeah, for me, I think it's medical advancement lah. So nowadays, with the like we have more awareness creating such a talk, so people know what's dementia about, and then willing to go for the diagnosis. Or that might be one reason that explains the increase in the numbers of dementia. Yeah, probably due to the awareness lah. So like last time, people just thought that forgetfulness is a part of old age, so just let it be lor. And then the family members just like suffer in silence. In a way, they just support thinking that it's old age. But now we know that, okay, dementia, there's this thing as dementia, then there are some medication for it, and there's a dementia daycare all around. Yeah, so people are more willing to send their loved one for the diagnosis. Anything to add?
It seems like exercise is very good for our health generally.
It is.
Thank you. I like because I started to exercise regularly.
And then it's free, right? It's the best. Yeah.
Thank you. Happy to listen to attend the Zoom meeting. Make me feel good. Thank you. Thank you very much. Very clear and yes, learn so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
我想请问一下如果我们好像常常会忘记东西，这样有时候会怀疑啦，自己是不是有一点点 dementia， 要去哪里检查？
检查方面，那时我们有在那个联络所那边有做一些简单的一些测试。如果基本上如果你还可以参加这个我们今天的这个那个 talk 是蛮 OK 的。不过如果你需要更进一步的话，可以联络我们啦，我们可以打个电话，然后给你做一个简单的测试这样子。
因为有时候好像上个礼拜问过的一个问题，后来现在我 上个礼拜有一个华文的，不懂是不是也是失智症，好像是
糖尿病，华文的失智症是下个星期。如何预防糖尿病？那个是by中央医院的米西。
没有，我好像问过一个问题，还是另外一个 group 的。那我是问说，刚才讲失智症，但是他不是每个时间都是头脑不清醒是吗？有时候他的头脑会清醒，是不是？
对。
我记得我不懂不是拜一的，可能是在其他
另外一个讲座现在越来越广泛越来越多。
到底是我就怕你再问你们，当然不同人啦，不同。
因为9月24号刚好是那个Alzheimer Disease Day 啦，所以很多人都在
所以其实失智症不是每一整天都会啦，有时候他的人还是会清醒啦。
对
，OK，
就变成更难捉摸了。有时候可以跟他讲话的时候他就很 OK， 突然间又什么都忘记掉所以做看护者的会很头痛。
我就是有时候常常会做了，好像上个礼拜做了一件事，又忘记了，这个礼拜又忘记有没有做所以我想，会不会是开始有一点点的失智症，这样我就怕了。
对吧？Not really。有时候新加坡人但他们就是太忙了could be one way。
没有啦，可能
I think must take omega 3 more better than your brain will working. Omega 3 supplement yes.
Okay, thank you.
So this talk next week have or not? Next week still have.
Next week will be Mandarin 华语讲座了，失智症早期
也是失智症的啦。
对，一样的课题，只是用华语
它是最后一科啦。
还没有，一直到12月底。
到12月啊。
对。
OK， 谢谢。不错啦，我们听这个失智症的东西很好。
比较放心啦
NTUC.
So anyone else have any question? 不然的话就下个星期。Miss Judy. So you unmute. Yes.
Just now you were talking about the body Lewy dementia, right? You say it's uncommon in Singapore. So actually, what is that? What are the symptoms of the body Lewy dementia?
For Lewy body, right? Actually, the symptoms for all sorts of dementia are always the same.
Okay.
Yeah, the symptoms remain the same, but it's just the cause that is different. So actually, for this Lewy body dementia, right? Actually, it's due to the abnormal deposits of this particular protein in the brain. Yeah, so this protein because it's deposited in certain parts of the brain then it affects the chemicals in the brain which change the structure of the brain such that it exhibits symptoms similar to that of dementia.
Okay, so there's nothing to do with movement or anything like that, right?
No.
I thought maybe it's something to do with movement since you're talking about the body.
No. No. Okay, it's just protein in the brain being deposited and then change the chemicals.
Okay.
But the symptoms are the same one, dementia. The symptoms are all the same, regardless
they are
of.
all the same, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
Okay lah. I think now is just 3 o'clock already. And so we'll see everyone next week.
Yeah, thank you for the very informative talk. I enjoyed
Thank you,
it.
Judy.
It's very good. Thanks.
Thank you so much for all your time. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Wish everyone have good health, mentally and the bodily.
QR code.
Thanks, Susan. Yeah. You know that there's this QR code thing.
QR code.
It's for the what? PA to earn the points.
Yeah. You can join also. You join 365.
I join 365.
Yeah, 365, then you can scan. You scan.
Oh, you mean you scan this from the Healthy 365?
Yeah.
Okay, I go to my Healthy 365 and scan.
For passion card or use for passion card.
Scan.
But the amount
This
is
one
not
is valid.
This is a passion card.
passion card.
You have to, but you have to use your QR code to
QR lah,
scan.
your phone key.
Once you scan already, you just key in your IC number and then you submit.
Oh, that means use our phone now.
Yes,
Not
use
Healthy
your phone.
365 lah.
I thought
No, this is not 365. This one you get the points for your passion card.
So scan the QR
let's
code and fill out the particulars lah.
Okay, thank you.
下个星期的讲座就是我和淑珍，2点到3点啊。
We'll join you in the next English talk. Thank you.
Next
Chinese I don't understand.
Yeah, next English one will be on the 17th, I think. 17th is not a holiday, but 24th is the holiday. Yeah, so 17th will be the English talk by the SGH nurse, com nurses.
Okay. All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
SGH.
Ready, Mas colleague? You want to stop the recording?